Bruce was a man once admired by many, a self-made entrepreneur with sprawling businesses, a fleet of cars, and a mansion that could be spotted from a mile away. But what made Bruce truly wealthy was the woman he married, Leah. Beautiful, humble, and wise. Leah was not only his partner in love but also in life. She helped build the empire from the ground up. Together, they raised 4 incredible children, Sam, John, Jane, and little Esther. The Bruce family were the picture of success and unity. Leah was deeply respected in their community, and their children thrived, brilliant in school, kind in spirit. It seemed nothing could shake their perfect world. Until Eunice arrived. She was hired as the house help. Quiet at first, observant, and overly eager to please. Slowly, she wormed her way into Bruce's attention, offering compliments that Leah never gave, leaning closer than necessary, knowing when to play weak and when to stroke his ego. Bruce, blinded by flattery and poisoned by pride, fell for her charm. Then, the unimaginable happened. Bruce married Eunice. Not only that, he threw Leah and their 4 children out of the house they'd called home for decades. No explanations, no goodbyes, just cold betrayal. Leah was devastated, but she refused to crumble. With nowhere to go, she rented a tiny 2-room apartment on the edge of town. Her hands, once adorned with gold rings, now scrubbed floors in strangers' homes. She sold her jewelry for school fees, took night shifts, skipped meals so her children could eat. She sold vegetables in the market and worked in flower gardens of their rich neighbors. Every tear she shed became fuel for her resolve. Her children attended the public schools, high school, and eventually got scholarships to go to college. Years passed. The children graduated from college. Sam became an engineer, managing, building contracts for the whole of Africa. John, a doctor, was a chief pediatrician in the local hospital. Jane, a lawyer, was heading the local prosecution office. And Esther, a tech entrepreneur based in Mauritius, serving the Northern Islands. They never forgot their mother's sacrifices, and they wore their scars with pride. The pain had shaped them, not shattered them. Leah was very happy for their success. They bought their mother a mansion and changed her lifestyle. Meanwhile, Bruce's life with Eunice was a whirlwind of luxury and lust. At first, they had 2 children of their own, spoiled, entitled, and reckless. Unlike Leah's children, they lacked guidance and discipline. They partied through their teenage years, dropped out of school, and picked up habits that worried even their mother. Bruce's businesses began to suffer. A few bad investments, a loan here, a bribe there. Eunice encouraged his spending, wanting more cars, more holidays, more of everything, until there was nothing left. The mansion was auctioned, the cars repossessed. Debt piled up like autumn leaves in the wind. They moved out and rented a tiny 1-bedroom house at the outskirts of the town. One day, Bruce found himself standing in a public hospital with their 3rd young sick child, trying to get treatment for the child with no insurance and no money. The same Bruce, who once bathed in champagne, now begged for bus fare. And fate, always watching, led him to a familiar face. John, the doctor on duty. John saw his father, and for a moment, the pain of the past flared in his chest. But he remembered his mother's voice. Don't let bitterness define you. Be better, not bitter. John treated the child and paid the bill. Word reached the rest of the siblings, and soon Sam offered Bruce a job at one of his factories. Jane helped with legal issues. Esther contributed financially. They didn't do it out of love for Bruce. They did it for Leah, who reminded them constantly that forgiveness is strength. Bruce now lives in a modest house, bought by the very children he had abandoned. Eunice, once so full of pride, barely speaks in gatherings. Their children, still struggling, live off menial jobs and occasional handouts. As for Leah, she lives peacefully, in a beautiful home her children built for her, surrounded by love, dignity, and the joy of knowing she raised warriors from ashes. And Bruce, every morning, walks past a mirror and sees not the man he was, but the man he chose to become.